access to Paramount Plus, and I've been watching nothing on it but Star Trek. Because I'm like, there isn't really anything out there that I want to see. I'm like, Star Trek, okay, cool, yeah, it's Star Trek Lower Decks, I'll see that. But then I also in my sort of like funny adult animation thing, I finished Lower Decks and I was like looking for something else and decided to just sort of look around and see what else they had. And there was a show called DIGMAN that looked like it had somebody on the poster carrying a whip with a leather jacket running away from what looks like, a boulder in some sort of exotic locale. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And it turns out, what's that? Yeah, exactly.
Indiana Jones.
Exactly. And it turns out that what this show is, created by Andy Samberg, who I think the more he does in his, like, as he grows older, the more I think this guy is actually brilliant. I think Andy Samberg is really brilliant. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, loved. I mean, and this show, it's set in a world where archaeologists are like celebrities. They're called Archies and everything like. And you meet a guy called Rip Digman, and he is going off on some exotic locale somewhere in South America, and he's going to go get this idol. And they say, don't collect this idol, because if you collect this idol, the volcano will explode. It's like, well, we don't believe in old myths. And then he grabs the idol, and then the next scene is them running away, going, "Oh my God, it was real!" As this volcano is exploding behind him, and as the thing carries on. So they make all these jokes. Like there's a bit where he's trying to get into a cave, and he's like, "Oh no, it's filled with," and someone beside him is, "Let me guess, snakes, right?" It's like, "Let me guess, you have a deathly fear of snakes." And he's like, "No, I love snakes because I'm totally my own person, and I do not have any traits that are based on some pre-existing character." And so this guy has snakes all over his house. Snakes are his pets, but he uses a whip, and he sort of like goes, "No, no, 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 no." They even have a character called Indiana Jones, and he keeps going, "I'm not Indiana Jones." But the thing about it is, his voice, and this I think is genius. Andy Samberg voices him in a spot-on Nicolas Cage impression, because obviously you had National Treasure and the National Treasure movies where it's essentially like a Indiana Jones thing. He's an archaeologist, but those star Nicolas Cage, and it's almost kind of like what happens if the character in National Treasure Book of Secrets got old. He got old and he's no longer in his heyday. He has like a belly and all that kind of stuff. And there's a bit of a storyline in which, like, his wife dies on an expedition. His assistant betrays him. He gets a new assistant, and it's all about trying to go on all these quests to get back his former glory. But I think the main thing is I just thought this was funny. I thought it was funny. I think making fun of like the Indiana Jones National Treasure things, the things that it goes about. Like there's even makes things as they're going to all these, like they go to South America and they take this idol and they make a comment about, let's not think about the moral implications of what we're doing here to another culture, and just take this and take it back to a museum in America. And it's very knowing. It is very funny. And I think there are times when Andy Samberg is voicing this character that you would swear it's Nicolas Cage doing it.
Really? Yeah.
Honestly, there are times when I was like, because first I was like, wait, that's Nicolas Cage. I was like, no, Nicolas Cage wouldn't do this, would it? Then I look at it, it was Andy Samberg, and I'm like, he's doing a spot-on Nicolas Cage impression, like all of the way he pronounces everything. Like, oh no, we gotta do like the way it's just bang on. I thought this show was hilarious. I think obviously if you do not like animation, you're probably not gonna like it. If you know a lot about the Indiana Jones films, it gives you probably a little bit more. I think it is adult, it is foul-mouthed, it is great, but I actually think it is very, very good. And I'd never heard anything about this, and I just sort of stumbled over it because I'd finished watching Star Trek Lower Decks and I was looking for something else that I could watch that was half an hour, and I was like, this is a big find. I was like, this is big.
Actually, sometimes when you go in to see something not knowing anything about it, it can be a really, really, it's like, wow, because you've got no preconceptions.
Yeah, no preconceptions, nothing at its, and I think in this day and age, I find it surprising that I'd never heard of this. I found it really surprising I'd never heard of this. I thought maybe because it'd been cancelled, but no, they've made a second season and it's coming into Paramount Plus. And I'm like, I've never heard of this. So DIGMAN, I really liked. I think it's good. I think it's a great addition to the sort of like, so shall we say, not adults, because adults makes it sound as if there's naked people in it, but shall we say mature audience animation kind of thing. I think it's a great addition to it, and yeah, I would give this a 4. I do not know why I haven't heard of it. And if you can find it, Sean, I think you would find it funny. I think you'd find it funny.
Cool.
Sharon, I think I think
What platform's it on? What platform's it on?
Paramount Plus.
Oh, Paramount Plus.
Paramount
3
Plus.
months or something.
Yeah, and I think and if you Sharon, if you could get over your aversion to animation, I think you'd find it funny too. So right, so that is it. That is 4 stars for DIGMAN.